everybody, and welcome back to Planting Seeds of Knowledge and Judaism. I am Eliana, and here is the start of episode 2. In this video, we're going to go over what makes the planting process kosher. We're also going to go over why you should plant on your own and why it's beneficial to have your own garden. And lastly, we're going to go over what we need for the next video where we'll be making potato latkes. And the story behind latkes will be covered in the next video, and we'll be making the dish. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we're going to start with what makes the planting process kosher. All unprocessed fruits, vegetables, and nuts are considered kosher once they are processed with fats and oils, and if this process is supervised by a rabbi or someone who is certified to say that a food is kosher. And we're going to get into how this supervision is handled later on in the video. But if the food is processed with kosher supervision, then it is considered a kosher food. The next aspect of planting kosher consists of making sure that all of your fruits, vegetables, herbs, anything that you plant they're all washed very sufficiently, because as we all know, when you're planting in dirt, it's very common and very easy to get bugs in your fruits and vegetables and other foods that you'll be planting. Bugs are not kosher. So once you harvest your fruits and vegetables, you need to make sure that you're washing them very well to get all of the bugs out. Because once you eat a bug, if you accidentally, unknowingly eat a bug, then it's no longer considered kosher what you're eating. So as long as all the bugs are removed effectively, then your food is kosher. Next, we'll be talking about the benefits of planting your own foods and beginning your own garden at home. So I'll be looking at my own notes off to the side a little bit in case you see me going back and forth. But here we're going to start, and the first reason you should grow your own foods is because it reduces carbon emissions, pesticides, and fertilizer use as you are growing your own things in your own garden and are not relying on more mainstream farms to produce your foods. Mainstream farms, they most likely produce foods for huge quantities of consumers, which makes it more possible for them to use pesticides, dangerous fertilizers, and just big machinery which emits carbon into the atmosphere. So by planting your own foods and starting your own garden, you are ensuring that you're not adding on to this practice in society, and that you are reducing these chemical uses. The next reason to start your own garden is the fact that it connects you with nature. Now, this connection with nature, it makes you feel more like you're developing an understanding of your surroundings, outdoors, and it just makes you want to protect it even more. When you understand what you're dealing with, when you understand how the world works and how nature works, you're more inclined to care about it and further change your life to care for the world around you. And the next 2 points include that planting your own fruits, vegetables, herbs, anything that you're planting teaches you more about nature, the plants in your garden, the foods in your garden. And once you learn more, it's easier to continue on planting your own foods. And it becomes more of a habit, and it makes it more fun for you to keep making your own foods. And when you know how to make stuff, when it becomes more habitual, it's also more fun to put in the work and tend to your own garden as you're harvesting your own foods, you're eating your own foods, they taste good, and you can feel proud that you did it on your own. And lastly, it ensures that all the food you're eating is natural. Now, many people know organic foods in the supermarket, other packages that say that they're natural. These foods might be a little more expensive, but now that you're planting your own foods, you can ensure that everything is 100% natural. You supervise the whole process, and all you have to do is buy the seeds. You're not paying for a more expensive organic company, or anything like that, or packaging. You're making your own foods at home. Now we are going to get into what you'll need for episode 3 of this series, where we'll be making potato latkes, or potato pancakes, also as they're called. And for this recipe, we'll talk more about the recipe and how much of each ingredient you'll specifically need next video. But you will need potatoes, onions, eggs, breadcrumbs, kosher salt, pepper, canola oil, sour cream, and applesauce. So make sure that you gather all those ingredients before the next video, and then you'll be set to make your potato latkes. And while you're gathering your ingredients, as we want this to be a fully kosher recipe and process, I'm going to teach you guys how to make sure your packaged goods are kosher. So on packaged goods, within this recipe, more specifically, the breadcrumbs, your kosher salt, your pepper, canola oil, sour cream, and applesauce containers, you should make sure that on the container there is a star K symbol, which is a K with a star around it, and or an OU symbol, which is a U with a circle around it. So there will also be other symbols that you can look out for, and I'm going to include them in this video. Other symbols that show you that a food is kosher, that a packaged good is kosher. Now this symbol tells us that this food was made, packaged, the whole entire process was supervised by a mashgiach, or a Jew who supervises the food making process. That's what they're called, mashgiach, and that's what they are. So as soon as the process is supervised by someone who is certified to say that the whole process was 100% kosher, then this food is now deemed kosher to eat, and this symbol will be on the package somewhere on it, most likely in the front near the rest of the words of what the product is. So make sure you keep an eye out for that, and once all your foods are kosher, you are ready to go for the next video. Come back next time. Thank you for watching episode 2. Hope to see you again for episode 3.